Welcome to the Anti-Money Laundering Training Provider. Today we're going to look at the 2022 IC3 Annual Report. It's important to educate yourself and loved ones about these scams. Stay vigilant and report anything suspicious to the authorities. Cybercrime continues to target U.S. networks, critical infrastructure, and citizens' money and data, resulting in losses exceeding $10 billion in 2022. Call centers defraud victims through two categories of fraud: tech or customer support, and government impersonation. Over 1 billion in losses were reported, with almost half of the victims being over 60 years old, who happened to experience 69% of the losses. Elderly victims lost more to these scams than all other age groups combined in this category. Trust-based investment scams represent the biggest portion of losses for investment in 2022. These scams often target individuals online and commonly involve cryptocurrency. Scammers aim to gain the victim's trust and offer a low-risk, high-yield, fraudulent scheme. Elderly victims are pressured into accessing retirement accounts, home equity, or going into debt for investment. Victims over 60 reported losses slightly under 1 billion, an astronomical figure. Many elderly victims lose their entire life savings, which can be devastating as their income is typically limited. Lottery, sweepstakes, and inheritance scams. Beware of winning prizes that you absolutely did not enter. Victims lost almost 70 million to these types of fraud. The initial contact is often a call, email, social media notification, or piece of mail offering congratulations for winning a big contest, lottery, or sweepstakes that the victim did not enter. To claim the prize, the victim is required to pay upfront fees and taxes. The subjects will continue to call victims for months or even years, promising the big prize is only one more payment away. Inheritance scams function very similarly, as the victim is informed of an unknown, distant relative which has left them a large inheritance to the victim. The victim is required to pay taxes and fees to receive the inheritance money. Victims over 60 lost 419 million to confidence in romance scams. Romance scams occur when a criminal adopts a fake online identity to gain a victim's affection and confidence. The scammer uses the illusion of a romance or close relationship to manipulate and or steal from the victim. The criminals who carry out romance scams are experts at what they do and will seem genuine, caring, and believable. And sometimes they may wind up on a conference call at your bank trying to encourage you to move money on behalf of this customer. So be on the lookout for these type of scammers out there. The scammer's intention is to quickly establish a relationship, to endear themselves to the victim, gain trust, and they will eventually ask for all of your client's money. Grandparent scams also fall into this category, where criminals impersonate a panicked loved one, usually a grandchild, nephew, niece of an elderly person, and they will try to convince that grandparent to send money. In 2022, people who fell victim to the grandparent scam lost approximately $3.8 million to this type of scam. Extortion scams occur when a criminal threatens physical or financial harm or the release of sensitive data to demand something of value from the victim. Victims over 60 reported extortion scams resulting in losses over 15 million. Sextortion accounted for almost half of all extortion cases, where scammers use sensitive photos or information shared by victims to extort money. Other forms of extortion reported included email extortion attacks, hitman schemes, and government impersonation. Elderly victims filed numerous non-payment, non-delivery complaints, and they experienced losses over 51 million. More elderly people are joining social media outlets to connect with others. The combination of online shopping and social media creates easy venues for scammers to post false advertisements. Many victims report ordering items from links advertised on social media and either receiving nothing at all or receiving something completely unlike the advertised item. Victims over 60 lost 1 billion to cryptocurrency scams. Cryptocurrency has become the preferred payment method for various types of scams such as SIM swaps, tech customer support fraud, employment schemes, romance scams, and auction fraud. Investment scams account for 66% of all losses related to cryptocurrency among victims over 60. Call center frauds, including tech support and customer support scams and government impersonation, are second, accounting for 15% of all losses associated with cryptocurrency. If your elderly customer is sending money to crypto, please ask them some additional questions and make sure that this is okay to continue to process that transaction. Thank you for sticking with me. It's been a pleasure serving you. Please read the full report and call your grandparents.